Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Echo Arena VRML Channel 1. My name is Psychaotic. With me in the booth, I've got Offbeat and on cams, the lovely Newton Dad. Tonight, we've got an exciting matchup for you, several exciting matchups, but the first one extra exciting because it is Instinct versus the Bite of 87, a master matchup with master players. It is sure to be a good one. Offbeat, how excited on a scale of 1 to 10 are you, and why is it a 10?
It is a 10, and it is a 10 because honestly, last time I cast Instinct, we got really an amazing game. That was right at the peak of the Elite Cup, and they're always an exciting team to watch. And so, like right now, we've got Instinct and Bite of 87. You've got number 2 rank versus number 3 rank. It could not get closer. And so, really, I feel like we're just. What's a nice way to put it? We're starting off high, and can we really match this as the evening goes on? Because we got a lot of games to do tonight, and we are really setting ourselves up for disappointment if we expect anything to hopefully match this one as the evening goes on. Because this is probably the marquee matchup right off the top. You're welcome, everyone.
Yeah, definitely starting off strong, and hopefully we get started soon, as these teams have been told to ready up, but you know how it is. You know how it is. And that's okay, though. But yeah, super exciting matchup. Instinct was second place in the Elite Cup. Correct me if I'm wrong. They did end up losing to Ignite, but they certainly haven't let that stop them coming into the cycle. They are undefeated as of now. And the Bite of 87, I don't quite have their record up, and I totally should, but they have been performing solidly as well. And yeah, just a solid matchup to start off this evening. And yeah, Newton Dad, the stream does look a little laggy, the gameplay. It's all good. It's all good as long as you're aware. But yeah, hopefully
I can jump in there for.
both of these teams are undefeated. Thank you to Newton Dad in my ear, always providing the best information. But yeah, super duper exciting stuff.
Yeah.
And
So let's talk about Bite of 87 for a minute here while they're getting ready.
do.
So Bite of 87 did not start this whole season at master level. They have recently earned their way to that level by way of the Challenger Cup, going on an incredible 10-0 run over the course of their season, of their time in Diamond, and have not relented ever since making it here to Master League, going 2-0 with pretty close but definitive victories over both Ace and Overkill. Bite of 87 really just kind of going full throttle and not relenting as this whole season has gone on. It's really going to be interesting to see how far they can go, as they've really just exploded onto the scene here with the new team and are looking to make waves already. Like, you're ranked number 3 already. You're 2-0 in Master. Normally, you'd expect, okay, they're coming into Master. They're going to be a little newer to kind of the whole scene, seeing how you take a little while to get adjusted. It is a big difference between Diamond and between Master. So you're coming in there, and to start off with a nice 2-0 run like that against teams like Ace and Overkill that have shown themselves to be kind of mainstays. Yeah, really big run. Really interested to see if they continue it, as they are up against one of the premier teams in the league in Instinct. As we are ready to go, countdown is on, teams are in the tunnels, teams are out of the tunnels, and we are underway here as Ender, with the disc initially, gonna look to clear it in early.
Trying to send that one up the field. Huna gets it, but it's going to get stolen by Strembitsky, but a save there by Time. A little back and forth here. Eventually, Hunavelli coming away with it, sending it up to Green Pigeon, and Green Pigeon getting it cleared up the field, but it will be slapped forward again by Pigeon, right into the hands of Cruisin. Cruisin sending that one up to Oculusator in the midfield. Ock going up to Strem, but the read by Swagwar. Swagwar sending that one up to that Green Pigeon. The shot lane is closed, and he's not going to be able to get away from Oculusator. So Ock is going to steal that one away up to Strem. Strem looking to send this one through, but it's right back into the hands of Hunavelli. So some ping pong action to start off this round now. That clear will not be good. Into the hands of Oculusator on the wall under pack. Opts to reset it to Cruisin on the back line, and Cruisin's going to slow this one down.
Yeah, Instinct with really the first time to get set up, but a wayward pass there intended for Oculusator is going to bounce wide and kind of ruin this first opportunity, as the clear is going to bounce off of station and not quite give that fast break that Bite of 87 was looking for. Though their pressure will force another errant pass and at least stop the immediate threat, as we are still seeing a lot of bounces here, lots of loose discs, lots of just missed clears, just missed passes, as both teams trying to settle into the groove. And now it's Strembitsky underneath the goal. Had possibly an opportunity, but is gonna choose to reset it back to Cruzen. And Cruzen now looking across to Pac-Man up over top. It's Ender with some space, looks for the pass, but Strembitsky is stunned out. And that's gonna be Bite of 87 getting the clear and looking to switch this one back the other way.
What a read from Hunavelli, getting that stun on Strembitsky. Just absolutely beautiful game sense there to stop that drive. It is now back into the hands of Strem, though, and Strem is looking to clear this one, but it stalls out in the popcorn area, picked up by Oculusator. Oculusator trying to send that one through, but that's off the station as well. So now picked up by that green pigeon, stolen away by Ender, and Ender's going to walk this one forward in tunnel, trying to juke out that stack, sending it to that low right spot under Ghost. That seems to be a favorite for Instinct, but Cruzen is going to get his pocket picked. That'll be slapped forward by Swagwar into the hands of Oculusator, but Ock can't quite hang on to it. Now in the hands of Ender. Ender getting the block, going down to Cruzen. Cruzen with the one-on-one opportunity here, and he will find the first points of this round for Instinct, putting them up now 2-0.
Yeah, and we were waiting a long time for those first 2 points. In the Master, when you get to Master, the game is exceptionally an offense-driven game, where in any given situation, you usually do expect the offense to come out with the win. And so that's why you usually end up seeing higher scoring games up here in Master. But no, back the other way. Ender is going to intercept that and put in for the long empty three, as it looks like now Instinct is looking to score in bunches as they take a quick commanding 5-0 lead up from their previous 2.
Yeah, for sure. That stack from Instinct is just so dangerous, making quick work of that. And if you leave that shot lane open, they are going to take it and make it every single time. It'll be that green pigeon walking this one forward for the Bite of 87 now, looking for some options. Eventually will find time in the tunnel. The Instinct players are retreating back to Bubble, so he's got a little space here. Eventually going to be pressured by that stack, so he sends it down to that green pigeon. That green pigeon trying to juke out that stack that is lurking, sending it back up to Time on the Pac-Man. Time looking across to Hunavelli. Hunavelli looking for the goal, and he will find it. Getting that, the Bite of 87 on the board now, 2-5.
Yeah, Hunavelli doing a great job to just reach around the goalie as the goalie pushed, and an even better job by Time to find that pass across on the opposing pillar. The obvious pass was a teammate up on the ceiling who was open, but not with nearly as good of an angle. Finding that pass all the way across the bubble, putting in perfect position for an easy goal was a really great job by Bite of 87, as they do an important job here of getting themselves on the board, getting their first point, as it is stolen here by Ender for a moment. It's going back and forth. It does end up being Ender with the disc, who's gonna choose to look to reset it back. Not on target as much as he would like, but it doesn't matter because there was space, and it did end up working, as here comes the crossing pass, read very nicely by Swagwar. Swagwar now with some time, gonna look for that clear, and is gonna get it up through the side tunnel.
That's going to bounce all the way into the Instinct bubble. Time getting the first hand on it, but Strem coming through with the stun and the steal. Going to get that one cleared the other way now into the Bite of 87 zone, into the hands of Ender. Ender with a little lob back to Strem. Strem going up high to Oculusator, who's juking around on the shoulder and will find that lane somehow, going through 3 players from the Bite of 87 to find the points. Another 2 now for Instinct.
Yeah, great shot by Oculusator. Very well placed, putting it right underneath the goalie, out of the goalie's reach in his position as it stood, as we've hit the halfway mark now, and the scoring has definitely ramped up from no points in the first 2.5 minutes to now 9 in the next 2.5, as teams are starting to find their stride, especially Instinct. As now back the other way, it is Bite of 87. Swagwar with some time, making the moves, trying to get around man, finds the green pigeon, who does well to get himself some space and pass it across there now to Hunavelli, who has the disc, has some time back at station, is going to find a teammate on the top. That's that green pigeon now, with some room, juking around, looking, finds a teammate below the goal. It's Time with some space, but no, a good save made on the play there to keep it out by Instinct, and they will slap it out of immediate danger, as it's picked up now by Oculusator. Looking the other way, has some time, is going to slow it down now for Instinct.
Yeah, Oculusator just waiting, watching for those options to open up, trying to get that one sent across to Strembitsky, but it's going to be a little bit off. Doesn't matter. Ender stealing it away and putting it away for another 2 points. Excellent, excellent patience that we just saw from Ock in the tunnels, waiting for those options to open up, waiting for those lanes, and trying to find the most advantageous one. And even though that bounced away from Strembitsky at first, those Instinct players were able to track it down quickly and convert it for points. So now it will be the Bite of 87, down by 7, looking to answer back. That Green Pigeon picking this one up, going to send it down low to Time. Time juking around on the floor, going to go across to Hunavelli at the top of the Pac-Man, going immediately back to that Green Pigeon. Pigeon going to send this one up to Time. Time going to get that pass off to Swagwar. Little give and go right there as Time sends it back now to Pigeon. But Pigeon barely getting that one away, but it will not be enough. Oculusator picking that one up, sending in the long ceiling shot, just barely off on the rim. And it'll be Oculusator picking it up, looking for that behind the back, but he won't find it either. So now Ender picking this one up and sending it back to Cruisin' on the back line. Cruisin' up to Oculusator again. Ock's gonna walk this one forward, send it back to Cruisin' on the bow tie. Cruisin' going up high now to Strembitsky. Strembitsky coming down from the ceiling, and he's gonna find the impossible angle off the backboard for another 2 points.
Yeah, Strem with an incredible shot there, getting that angle just perfectly, because if you throw that one like a normal bounce pass or bounce shot like you or I would try to do there, maybe best case scenario bounces off and ends up in the middle of the goal, which is usually a pretty easy save for a goalie to make at this level of play. But no, gets that perfect bounce, to really sink it in the bottom pocket, really out of the goalie's reach, especially when the goalie's already in the top of the goal, trying to cover that really high shot, because that's where the disc is. We do see a timeout here coming in, and it's 11-2. You're 2.5 minutes left. I have to imagine this timeout's coming from Bite of 87, trying to stem the bleeding as they find themselves here up against an opponent that is clearly putting up more of a fight than they're used to.
Yeah, for sure. And as soon as that pause comes through, now they are unpausing again. So maybe just a quick break there, maybe a technical timeout. Who knows? It wasn't, at least in my experience, that wasn't quite enough to take a mental break. But if it works for them, it works for them. And we are going to get this game underway again. As you said, this is the first big fight for the Bite of 87. They are down by 9 points to the Season 4 champ. Let's see if they can answer back with the remaining 2 minutes in this round. That Green Pigeon picking this one up, going up to Cloud, sending it up to Time in the tunnel. Time trying to juke away from Oculusator, will get the reset off to Swagwar in the cross tunnel. Swag sending it across to that Green Pigeon. That Green Pigeon finding Time, and a possible 2-on-1 here as he goes across to Hunavelli. Hunavelli back to Time, and Time putting that into the top pocket for another 2 points for the Bite of 87.
I had my whole narrative prepped where it was just gonna be like, the Bite of 87, it really takes the disc up slowly, and that's really not gonna work as well for them as they are getting low on time. But kudos to them, they did turn it around. They didn't deviate too far from their game plan. They didn't try to push it incredibly fast, but they did a good job of finding the opportunities where they were, moved it up quickly, and scored a fairly quick goal to kind of keep themselves in this, as a good steal there by Time is gonna slap it all the way down. Looking for that bounce, isn't quite gonna get it, but there are teammates in the area, and that's Swagwar putting it in, and just like that, another 2 points, cutting that lead to 5.
I said that timeout wasn't long enough for a mental break or a mental reset or anything, but something just happened, because suddenly it is only a 5-point game. That's 2 goals. And there's a minute left. This is still very doable for the Bite of 87 if Instinct isn't careful. It'll be Cruisin' sending that one up to Ock. Ock up to Strem. Strem immediately up to Ender. And Ender's going to have to send that one back because the goalie is home. So now it's reset to Oculusator on that back line. He's going to go back up to Strembitsky. Strembitsky looking for Ender. And Ender going to slam that one home for another 2 points for Instinct. Super unfortunate for the Bite of 87, but great for Instinct for them to say, you are not starting this comeback here and now.
Yeah, it's something you needed to do if you're Bite of 87. You can see when they fell back on the defense, they were not playing their usual defense because they couldn't. They definitely needed to put as much pressure on the disc as they could to get possession back. And with that risk comes the chance of reward, but also comes the chance of getting those 2 points back the other way. As Instinct, of course, doing a very good job of picking through that defense that was spread out thinner than they're used to, and is able to capitalize and seal this game away. As now we hit the last 10 seconds, see if we can get some pity points the other way. But no, it is going to be a good save there, and the final clear by Ender going all the way down, and that is going to do it for round 1 here. Instinct taking it by a score of 13-6.
You know, they may have lost by 7 points, but I really, you know, that is not a reflection of how well the Bite of 87 just played here against Instinct. You know, we talk about it a lot in our League Talk channels, in our Discord. We talk a lot about it amongst ourselves. There's such a skill gap, but even within Master Tier, where Instinct, Ignite, and teams of that sort are so far above. And for a newcomer like the Bite of 87 to throw up such a fight here is just outstanding. You know, you talked about it earlier in the pregame where the Bite of 87, this is their first cycle in Master. Well, if you look at their roster, this is a lot of these players' first cycle in Master ever, not just this season. You know, I'm so sorry, guys, if I'm wrong. My DMs are going to blow up after this game. I don't think that Green Pigeon, Hunavelli, or Time have been in Master before. And here they are playing against the Season 4 champions and putting up such a fight, only losing by 7 points. They're playing so solidly, even under all of that pressure, and it's just awesome to see.
Yeah, it really is. It's something it's something that we didn't expect coming into this game. Like, sure, they've had a few good games, but there is that very distinct difference. It's why the Instinct versus Ignite match, every time it happens, is such a highlight and is such a big, hyped, exciting game, is because of how big those two titans are in the league. And really, this is very possibly a defining game here for Bite of 87 to see if they're going to be able to join that echelon, or at least show that they belong there in the top 3. As right here comes Instinct, moving quick, and is going to ding that one off the post, as it will get picked up by Hunavelli, who's going to clear it all the way down, get it all the way through. They are first to it. No, they will get stunned out as that stack with Strembitsky and Cruzen is going to get back there, and they're going to dribble it up through the tunnel.
Stack getting broken, but it'll be Awk with the long 3. No, the Bite of 87 stack will get back in time to stop that. That Green Pigeon sending it up to Hunavelli. Hunavelli going for the ceiling shot, maybe bouncing into the bubble toward the goal. Not quite in, and into the hands of Strembitsky, who's going to slap that one back to Cruzen for the reset. Going back up to Strem now. Strem sending this one up the middle. It's going to take a bounce away from his teammates, so it's anybody's disc. Ender will be the one to come away with it in the end. Not quite able to find that clear, so that Green Pigeon slapping it forward to Time absolutely beautifully. Over to Hunavelli, and no, a big save there by Cruzen, but Cruzen gets stunned out and loses it, and Swag War will put it away for the first 2 points of this round.
Oh, those moments are always so fun, where you've got a couple of stunned players just sitting and watching the disc slowly float out of their reach and just praying that your teammate is going to be the one to get to it. And in this case, it was Bite of 87 getting to that first and taking their first lead of this game so far, as they now find themselves up 2-0, minute and a half in. And now it's time to see how Instinct responds to being down here in a game I'm sure they didn't expect to be down for much during, as the cross there is well read by the defense, forces that shield up, which will mean the pass is missed, as it's sent back to the goal and sent out, looking to get it cleared down the right tunnel. Isn't going to find it, though, as Ender with the disc, with a teammate, with an almost open goal. Oh, looking for the pass to Oculusator, but hitting the post of the shield, and isn't quite going to get it on target, as Ender now with the disc is going to reset it back, as Instinct looks to set up again.
Going up to Ender, and Ender getting the Ender, sending it across to Strembitsky. Strembitsky back to Ender now, and Ender looking for the shot, but Swagwar said no. Swagwar getting this one cleared up the middle. It's a stack race. It looks like the Bite of 87 will be there first. Time with the open 3, and he will make it. The Bite of 87 is up by 5 now against the absolute Titans Instinct.
Yeah, wow, doing very well here, and kind of probably catching Instinct a little by surprise. A great job there on that stack. As you can see, the disc was floating in a fairly straight line until it hit that wall and ricocheted. Took quite the angle. The stack from Bite of 87 doing a great job to recognize one person breaking towards the disc, and a great save there coming from Time. As I try to finish my thought, one breaking towards the disc and the other breaking towards a pass underneath the goal, doing a great job of supporting each other. As Bite of 87 still holding on to the shutout here, as we're 3 minutes in, and still no points on the board for Instinct. As Ender now looking across the middle is Cruzen with space. Cruzen down the middle. No, good save there by Time. keeping that 0 on the board.
Keeping that 0 on the board, indeed. Almost 3 minutes, or I'm sorry, just over 3 minutes in, and Oculusator losing the disc there, getting stunned out before he can get back up to it. So now it is in the popcorn area. Ender is there though to collect, sending that one up to Strembitsky at Pac-Man. Strembitsky resetting now to Cruisin on that back line, who's going to walk this one forward before sending it across, looking for Strem. It won't connect at first, but he'll read it off the bounce. Strem going across to Oculusator, and Ock gonna drive up from below, finding the first 2 points for Instinct finally in this round, about 4 minutes in, and they really needed to get something going before the bite of 87 started running away with it, and they eventually did.
Absolutely. Instinct's passes have been looking a little inconsistent this game so far, I'll say. Ender doing a good job there of clogging up the gold, making it a difficult save if there was to be one. As back the other way is coming time. Solo V1, thank you for redeeming the hydrate. Absolutely will do that. Delightful. Swagwar now, passing it across to that green pigeon. That being green pigeon, taking time. They're recognizing they are playing with the lead. They've got a cross passes. Hunavelli with some space, but Ender doing a great job to recover and get back to that one. Not for long though, as it's stolen back the other way in time. Gonna put that in for 3. The goalie vacating the goal, ready for the counterattack, but it was too soon. Missing the red call in time. Swiping it back, putting it up. Wow, up 6 now.
Ender went for the Ender, and time read it from a mile away, snatching that up and quickly putting in an 18-meter-a-second three-pointer. Great work there by the bite of 87. So now will be Oculusator picking this one up, sending it up to Ender. Ender going to send it back to Strembitsky on the station, going back up to Ender now, but Ender is going to get hit by that stack, and that stack is looking to dribble, but the other stack is there, and the long 3 again from time. Time is absolutely on fire right now.
Yeah, not only in those shots, we're used to master players hitting these shots with reasonable consistency, but he's just constantly finding himself in the right place. He's putting himself in those right places to really, make the most and give himself those opportunities and give the team those opportunities. Instinct's really going to need to start considering playing with a goalie a little bit further back now, or at least, preparing themselves to keep up with that onslaught, as those 3s are really punishing them here. As back the other way, here's another chance. It's time underneath the goal with some time. Not enough though. Strembitsky will take it back and gonna play it a little safer here. Just get that clear all the way down.
Getting it cleared all the way down, but it will be time there first. Time gonna send this one, looking for that bounce clear, but Oculusator will read it, sending it back to Strembitsky before getting stunned out. Strem lobbing it back to Oculusator under the Pac-Man. And Ock is going to walk this one forward, which says for cutting over to Cruisin', but that green pigeon with the read, the stun, and the steal, going to get this one cleared all the way through, bouncing in toward the Instinct side of the field. It'll be recovered by Ender first. And that stack coming in from the bite of 87, barely not there in time, and nobody is going to pick that one up as it bounces all the way out of the bubble into the hands of Time underneath Pac-Man. Time trying to keep it away from Oculusator there and opts to reset it. The goalie's then sending it up to that bite of 87 stack, and it is going to be a race to get down there. Picked up by Hunavelli, and Hunavelli extending this lead now 13-2.
Okay. We talk about putting yourselves in a position for a good play. That was an incredibly lucky bounce off of the post there. That Hunavelli was very happy to say thank you very much and put it back into the goal. But hey, you gotta be good to be lucky, and you gotta be lucky to be good. And 87 right now is doing a great job of giving themselves the chances to capitalize on those luck. That luck, wow, as back the other way here is coming. There's a good cut pass, and Strembitsky gonna put it back in for 2, quickly wiping that one out. But still, it's an 11-point lead now, and there's not much time left on the clock. 2:30, as time is ticking for Instinct if they want to put this one away in 2.
Absolutely crazy. What are we seeing right now? But it is still, as you said, there still is time for Instinct. They just need to get something going quickly, and maybe that goal was the start of it. We will see, as that will get dumped into the Instinct bubble, bouncing toward the shield area into the hands of Strembitsky. Strembitsky looking to clear, looks for Cruisin'. and he will find him. Cruisin not quite able to get that one sent through, but it'll be recovered by the Instinct stack, who does send it through. Bouncing up into the popcorn area, it'll be that Green Pigeon getting the first hand on it, but right into the hands of an Instinct player. Now into the hands of Hunavelli. Hunavelli will, well, it found the clear. They found the clear, but it hit the station. Into the hands of Strembitsky again. Strem over to Oculasator. Ock going up high to Ender, and Ender with the bounce shot! The bounce slap, actually. Absolutely crazy there. And Instinct finally finding their footing, only down by 7 with 1:30 to go.
Yeah, finally getting some back-to-back points there, which, I mean, at this point, you're playing for that round 3 and trying to kind of get yourself back in your game, which, for the most part here, we've been seeing this round. Instinct, even back into the first round, Instinct hasn't really been on their game, at least in terms of pass accuracy. Back the other way is Swagwar. Again, that long, uncontested 3. Bite of 87 doing such a good job of finding those. Wow, another 3, up 10 points now with a minute left.
The clock is broken on stream, so to update you, we are at 1 minute left right now. And now they will be coming out of the tubes. It'll be Cruisin picking this one up and walking it forward. Cruisin sending it across, looking for Strembitsky. Will find him on the bounce. Strem looking to slap that one across to Ock, and again, reading it off the bounce, not getting there directly. But Hunavelli is there, slapping it away. Will he be there first? No, Oculasator beating him out, but Hunavelli getting the stun. Hunavelli's going to walk this one forward now before resetting it back to Swagwar on the back line. 30 seconds to go here. And it looks like, I mean, it doesn't look like, it will be the Bite of 87 taking round 3, but will they take some more points home? They will. Another 2-pointer there for that Green Pigeon, extending this lead all the way up to 18-6 now. 12 seconds left, so we've got 2 seconds on the clock when they come out.
I will almost never endorse a player attempting a 1v4 to put the disc into the net. But I mean, I guess if you're up 10 with 30 seconds left, I guess that's the time to try it, right? A great little play there that you can absolutely rest assured that the rest of the team would not be okay with, were they not already in such a dominant position to win that round. As, hey, Bite of 87 turning it up from round 1. They came out a little flat, as, you know, this is a team, like we've said before, unlike any they've really played yet, and so they took a little while to find their footing. And honestly, if I'm a betting man right now, I am picking the Bite of 87 to win this 3rd round, just the way the momentum is going, and how consistent I feel like Ignite's been playing. This isn't the, or Ignite, Instinct is playing. This isn't the Instinct team that I'm used to seeing.
Yeah, it's really not. I picked up on it a little bit at the beginning of round 1. Back in round 2, Instinct is just playing inconsistently right now. I think that is the bottom line, where there's missed passes, missed shots, and missed clears that Bite of 87 has just been able to pick up and turn around for opportunities of their own. And also, unfortunately, no stats on screen right now, so I just want to point out the highlights. Time with 11 points, and 3 of those 3-pointers came in round 2 to propel the Bite of 87 forward, getting them that huge lead that led to that momentum shift. So just a huge shout out to Time there. And now we will get started with round 3. It all comes down to this. Let's see what happens. It will be the Bite of 87 going to win that joust, headbutting it into Instinct zone. Strembitsky barely getting that clear off. Well, it won't quite get cleared. It's actually into the hands of the Bite of 87 now. A reset to Hunavelli on the station. He's just going to move around, patient before sending it up to Swagwar. Swagwar going straight up to Time, and Time not able to put it away. The missed shot there off the backboard. It'll be Hunavelli looking across to that Green Pigeon. Ends up in the hands of Time instead, who then goes to Pigeon. Pigeon looking for the cut now to Hunavelli. I'm sorry, Swagwar. And Swagwar will find the first 2 points for the Bite of 87 in this round.
Oh, I was watching that pass all the way, and I'm like, oh, he's going to be open on that cross post, and there it was. Finding it perfectly unpicked up by the defense, as the pressing issue was the disc walking in. And just like that, Bite of 87 is going to continue with this strong play that we've seen as they now take the lead 2-0 again. it's been whichever team has scored first has won the round so far, has taken it right back, is the stack from Bite of 87. They'll at least disrupt the initial pass as Swagwar is going to reset it back to Hunavelli, and just like that, possession going the way of Bite of 87 as they clear it down the right tunnel and look to counterattack. The bounce is coming in low, is picked up by the stack. It's Hunavelli with all the time in the world. 2 more points. Count it, it's 4-0, Bite of 87.
You can see it in their body language right now. They are so hyped. They are so excited to be here, to be up by 4 against Instinct, as we do now have a timeout coming through. And I would imagine that would be Instinct pausing it to figure out what the heck is going on, and how do we turn it around here. So, what do you think, Offbeat? Your patented 2 points that you want to see changed that you brought up the other day. What do you think Instinct needs to turn around here with these remaining 8.5 minutes if they're going to take round 3?
Honestly, I think one of the first points I'm going to bring up is comms. We don't know for sure, but we have definitely seen a lot of instances of players getting snuck up on. Someone will stun them from behind or steal the disc from behind them, or they won't know they need to clear it quickly enough. Thank you, Rox Titan, for the 25-month sub. Very, very much appreciated. So that is definitely one of them, is the comms. And the second, we've touched on it before, is just their pass accuracy. Part of it is potentially getting made worse by the pressure coming in from the Bite of 87 stack. It's not immense, but it's just enough, and they seem to be coming out of nowhere and catching them off guard and forcing those bad passes. So I think those are the 2 things they gotta work on. But honestly, if they can get their comms together and get their communication right, I feel like it is gonna turn around a lot and kind of impact both of those factors right now. Timeout definitely warranted at this point. Like, you've just given up 2 quick points to Bite of 87. You gotta stop that momentum, and you gotta figure out what you're doing wrong and what you're gonna do to address it. If it is comms, you gotta take some time to settle everyone down and get your signal straight. Figure out what is going wrong, why the comms aren't all there as expected, and figure out what you need to do differently.
Yeah, I think that's some very fair advice there, and I think it's the whole game is left. There's 8.5 minutes left in this round. It's certainly still doable, certainly still anybody's game. But you're right, unless Instinct cleans that stuff up, they're going to be struggling for these remaining 8.5 minutes. Or, as we now get this unpause coming through, if they turn it around, listen to your advice, because I'm sure the master team is listening to us casters. Then we're going to see a very different Instinct for the remaining part of this round. As now we will be getting going here. It'll be Instinct coming out of the tubes. Cruisin' picking this one up immediately up to Oculusator. Ock going up to Ender, but Ender getting stunned out by Pigeon. Pigeon sending that one forward, but Cruisin' is there on the back line. He mishandles it though, so Hunavelli sending this one into the bubble, bouncing into the hands of Swagwar. Swagwar getting the Ender on Strambitsky, driving in, looking for time, and time gonna put in another 2 points for the Bite of 87. The Bite of 87 came to play here, and despite that timeout from Instinct, they will not be iced.
Yeah, great little play there. They read the rollouts, they got the stuns, they were there before the disc was. They're doing a great job here of reading Instinct. They've clearly done their film work and kind of know what Instinct likes to roll with. As now it's back in Cruisin' again. Gonna be looking down that left tunnel as it's slapped over from Ender to Strambitsky, finally getting these passes to connect here. They are 2-on-4, and they are gonna wisely choose to just kind of throw it back there to their teammate as it's Cruisin' on the back line. There's still 7 minutes left here, right? So a 6-0 lead is scary, but it's definitely not game-ending as long as you can slow down, turn it the other way, as Cruisin' is gonna lose the disc there again, taking a little too long with the disc, maybe too confident in his ability to get the stun there, as it's turned back the other way, as there's clearly a lot of fighting, as these stacks are gonna take a while to get this way, as it is Swagwar with the disc, and so much time with the 2-on-1, he's just gonna flick it in himself. 8-0 as well. The defense doing a great job there to just give them all the time in the world to walk that one in with the 2-on-1.
I am just sitting here in shock right now. We've been talking about it, we know exactly what's going on, but just over and over in my head, I'm saying, what is going on? As Oculusator will send this one forward to Strembitsky. Strem looking for Ender across. It's going to bounce away from him into the hands of Time, but Ender does get the stun off, will recover, and will finally put in some points for Instinct. Actually gonna find the top pocket off of a bounce, and it is some desperately needed points from Instinct to stop the bleeding and start a comeback here. They've got 6 minutes to go. They are down by 6 points. This is very, very doable, but they cannot keep giving up those points to the Bite of 87. They have to clear it up here and now.
Yeah, the first points are always the hardest to get, especially when you're down early. I expect we might see them settle down, but I mean, oh, that one just missing the other way, trying to call me out, saying no. We're still on target with these long open threes. Very, very close to putting that one in and just demolishing Instinct's momentum, whatever it might have been. As back they go the other way, still looking to finish it off. Yep, it's gonna be Swag War, putting that in for 2 points. As Bite of 87, you can tell they're bobbing up and down. They're having a great time out here. They are, I'm sure, ecstatic about the points they are putting up here against the Season 4 champion Instinct.
Yeah, I don't have the comms on, but I would bet they are screaming right now based off of that body language. They are just super happy and excited to be here, and rightfully so. I mean, they're putting up such a fight against the Season 4 champions, but it'll now be Cruisin intercepting that on the back line, sending it up to Strembitsky. Strem getting stunned out before he can handle it, but Ender is there to recover. Ender with a cut up to Ock, and Ock gonna put in another 2 points here for Instinct. About 5 minutes to go here, down by 6. That's technically only 2 goals. Actually, you've got plenty of time for 3-2s if you want to go that route too. So still anybody's game, and now we're finally getting into more of a back and forth instead of just the Bite of 87 slaughter.
Yeah, definitely, as they have definitely been settling down since that 6-0 lead. It has been back and forth, but you can't do back and forth. You can't do back and forth if you're already down by 6 points. You need to, at some point, turn around and start pulling some actual momentum your own way now, as Ender is going to pick up the disc and bounce around behind Station, taking time, but does smartly get rid of it before the stack could pressure him, but no, doesn't get the pass connected though, as it is cleared back in by Bite of 87. Now, it'll be slowed up by Instinct. Ender making his way up is going to clear it in and actually has a teammate here, but that teammate is going to get stunned out. Good job by the stack. Getting back to stop that original play as Oculusator is going to send it back to Cruisin, who's going to reset it.
Cruisin now going up to Oculusator. Oculusator coming down from the shoulder, juking in, looking for the shot, but Time! Time with the save! Ender recovers, though. Another opportunity here that cuts Oculusator, and that time, Oculusator will not be denied, putting in another 2 points for Instinct and cutting that lead down to just 4. That is what Instinct needed. Some back-to-back scores to start this momentum going in the other direction. There's 3.5 minutes left, and they're down by 2 goals. Anybody's game, or will the Bite of 87 hold on to it here, as it will be sent up to Hunavelli. Hunavelli over to Time. Time with the open goal, and he may have dinged the last one, but that one he will not. The quick 3-pointer there for the Bite of 87, stopping Instinct in their tracks and re-extending this lead back up to 7.
That passing, though, like, these guys are moving full speed down the arena, like more than full speed, because they've got the stacks, and they are just hitting them perfectly in stride, not needing to adjust. Like, you look at that shot by Time. That's the easiest shot in the world for him, because he catches it and releases it all in one smooth motion. Back the other way, Time making another save. Won't get the second one, as Ender is going to put that away. But I am not done yet raving about that passing all the way down the field, as Look at Time. Can we talk about Time for a second? Time now leading the team, leading the game in 16 points, leading the game in 4 assists, leading the game in 6 saves. Time has been on fire, and his teammates have absolutely been setting him up for success here, as we are now 13-8, 2 minutes left. It's time. You got to pull it together here, Instinct. It's really now or never, as another point or two could put this away, as here they come back with the 2-on-1. Oculusator doing a good job to answer, and hey, 13-10, suddenly it's now a 1-goal lead, as Instinct has been scoring kind of quickly here, as a couple of the scoring has been ramping up. Even though they've allowed some back the other way, they have not been resting on their heels at all, as they are now quickly moving to cut this to a 1-goal lead.
We are now seeing Instinct finally come alive, and we are seeing some shakiness from the Bite of 87. As I say that, the missed pass there, and a big clear instead of keeping to that possession game that they have been playing. Almost worked for them, though. Almost bounced into the goal. But you know what? I want to point out that bouncing, that bouncing that we saw, the overexcitedness that we saw from the Bite of 87 is gone now. They are feeling the pressure as we are getting down to the nitty-gritty of it. Time coming up big with another three-pointer. Time heard you talking about him and said, hold my beer, I can do better. Putting in another 3 points, extending this to a 6-point lead. All right, that is at minimum 2 3-pointers. And they've got a minute left. This is crazy. Cruising up to Ak. Ak going up high to Strembitsky. Strembitsky over to Ender. Ender going back to Strem now, and they're forced to reset under pressure from that Bite of 87 stack, as that's going to get sent up into the bubble, but bounce out of the bubble before anybody can get a hand on it. It'll be Hunavelli there first with a steal from Oculusator. Oculusator looking for a reset, but nobody's in the area, and the stack breaks up. The second stack is going to be there first, though. Strembitsky sending this one up high. It'll be in the hands of Oculusator. Ak going down to Ender. And Ender does not have the shot laying open. They know they can get away with that perma-goalie. 30 seconds left to go, and Strembitsky! Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, it was a 3. It was a 3. I'm kidding. That was a 3. So it is not over yet. I saw the 7 meters. I was like, oh, that sucks. But no! They're going to have 4 seconds here to get it done. Actually, less than that, 2 or 3. It all comes down to this.
It's over.
Oh my goodness. The Bite of 87 coming up huge, taking down the Season 4 reigning champions with a final score of 16-13. I have no words. I don't know what just happened. I'm super excited for the Bite of 87 and so deflated for Instinct at the same time. Just a solid performance there. And unfortunately, we don't have stats on the overlay, and everybody has left the arena, so I can't get you the stats. But time, man, time coming up huge.
Wow. I can get you the stats. So Time ends the game with 19 points, 4 assists, 6 saves, leading the game in all of those categories by a fairly wide margin. But Instinct, you see that Time is on fire with those threes. You can't be leaving the goal open like that. We saw it early on. The early ones are excusable. It's decisions that are, you choose to leave the goal open to kind of prioritize other aspects of your game. But when you see someone shooting like they are right now and consistently making those, you really, you can't be leaving the goal open. And these weren't all on fast breaks. Some of these were on just, they're looking to turn the other way. The goalie is just a little too excited to join that counter rush. And that really, it killed them at the end. Those long threes were they're what made the Bite of 87 just the next level. These guys were even on paper, or not on paper. On paper, his Instinct is way up there. But in terms of the rest of their game, they were pretty well even, except for those threes. Wow. Time, you should be very proud. Bite of 87, you should be very proud of what you pulled off here today.
Yeah, absolutely. Just crazy. If I remember the hype votes correctly, it was, 54. I'm sorry, the connoisseur votes on the VRML website was 54-5 in favor of Instinct. And I can't remember what the prediction poll here on VRML Twitch was, but
I think it was 90% in favor of Instinct.
That was 90. Wow. Well, shout out to the people who just brought home the bread from that prediction poll. But yeah, just crazy stuff here. We do have some more master matches and other matches coming up later tonight, but we will be taking a quick break and ending the stream. It's going to be, we're starting at 9 Eastern. We've got our next match. So about 15 minutes, we will be back. Don't go anywhere, because we've still got plenty of excitement coming up next.
VRML Echo Arena is brought to you by HyperX, Asterion Products, Border Foods, VR Cover, ProTube VR, Rebuff Reality, and VRware.net.